Okay, I'm live. Welcome. Today's Friday. We're going to play some ukulele tunes and then we're going to get the heck out of here. So, if you're watching the replay of this, stop by jollyrogerukulele.com and pick up the sheet music and play along with us today. Today, there's little in the way of instruction and a whole lot in the way of just double checking that we had a great week and we know what we're doing. I'm going to be posting the link right here. Got all new places where I post links now, and so I'm continually fishing around for figuring out what the heck I'm doing. Here's that. Here's this. Here's that. It is now exactly 12, so we won't start for 5 minutes. So you might as well just fast forward through the next 5 minutes if you're watching the recording of this, and then you will drop into when we actually start playing. Let me make sure that this is working correctly, and then hopefully people can be wandering in and they'll say things like, the sound is good, and that's what we're looking for. Kick your Fanny Friday. All right. YouTube is working funny these days. When you start your stream, you get to put your picture on there, and it takes a little picture of you. And so I always try to make a goofy face, but the last couple of days that system hasn't been working, so I do my goofy face and then it picks a different goofy face that's not paying any attention to the camera to post. It seems like, though, when it actually finishes processing, the original goofy face is actually what it puts up, but yeah, so it's crazy. All right, let's see. I can close this. I can go to this, and we can go to this. Get all my sheet music up. Hey, Lynn, welcome in. Glad you're here. I didn't go get my thingamabopper to get my sheet music, so I'm going to be working off of the computer again, and it is inferior method. Let's put it that way. Let me see if I've got. Command F. E-I-L. I think that's probably it. Okay. Who else wandered in? Always glad to be. I'm always glad you're here. Hey, Ellen. Hello. Do you take a break? My break lasted the amount of time it takes to log out of one, figure out if it actually took, and then to log back in. No, I didn't get a break yet, but I will. We'll make quick work of today's concert, and then we'll take a little. I'll get a little break in. Hey, Nancy, welcome in. Glad you're here. Evelyn, good to be. It's been a long time, Evelyn. Glad you're in. Let's see. I can close out. This is Jolly Roger. Oh, I am on the right page. Okay, so let's see. What are we playing here? Today? We're going to be playing Frere Jacques. We're going to strum in the key of A for a little while today, too, which is fun. C major scale. Make sure we're doing well on that. Get your My Spaghetti Monster on and the Better Bar worksheets. So make sure you have all 5 of those pieces up, and we will get going on those here in just a second. We'll wait till 12:05. That's my plan. Is we're always going to start at 5 after. We're going to try to be on time. That's one of my growth areas as a teacher, is to follow the clock. You would think, as a teacher, and I taught in public high school for a while, you would think I would be more on board with following a clock, but I'm not. Let's see. I can close that window. I don't need to have this open. Let's see. Donna made it in. Hey, Donna, good to see you. Ed is in. Ed, thank you for subscribing to the YouTube channel. I saw on there. Melissa's in. Had to get out the mailman. Had to get out. Yes. Melissa is officially back in the day. Melissa's too young to remember this. There was a movie called Star Wars, and the very first Star Wars was in the 70s, and we went and we stood in line at the big movie theater south of town here, and we stood in line for a long time. And my parents did not stand in line for anything back in those days, but we stood in line to go see Star Wars. And you went in, and it was the greatest thing that had ever happened to you in your life in ever. And the sad and scary part of it was there was a guy named Darth Vader, and Darth Vader was a bad guy, really, really bad guy. And he wore all black and he had a cape, and he went to the dark side. Well, I want you to meet Melissa. She's over here. She's right here on your chat box. Melissa lives in the greatest place on this planet, Boulder, Colorado. It's like walking into Charlie's Chocolate Factory. It's that good. Everything is perfect in Boulder. Even the stuff that's not perfect in Boulder is perfectly not good. And she just got a chromatic harmonica, which is this harmonica with a button on it. The ones with the button on it means that you have officially caved in to making crazy music. So glad you're here. She's paying no attention right now. She's busy unpacking her chromatic harmonica and pressing the button and blowing into it, right? I have 2 chromatic harmonicas here. Oh, it's 12:05. We have to get started. Let me show you the other one I have. Some of you guys are not doing harmonica class, so I have look at it. This one's the standard issue. This is the one you're supposed to have. This is the one you get when you decide that you're better than this, and you get this one. So look how big this thing is. When you hold it, it's like, oh, my arms get tired. But yeah, once you have a harmonica with a button, and you know why you have that button, you are the Darth Vader of music. So let's keep the light and happiness going with some ukulele. Let's see. Hey, Nuke, welcome in. Nuke had to play harmonica in the back room because his wife was like, I cannot listen to Yankee Doodle anymore. Michelina, good to see you. Happy Portland Day. Portland's another town where almost everything's perfect, right? It's another beautiful city. And not yet. I have to uke first. Okay, we have to uke first. Now, we're going to be doing... on Fridays, I like to just try to do a concert. I try to talk a little bit less and just really focus in on you playing through the music. What you're looking for when we play the music on a Friday is places that things are going pretty well for you. That means you'd probably have practiced enough or studied enough, or making the overall understanding of what you're supposed to do is going pretty well. And then you're also looking for those places where you're struggling and where things are not going well. And if it's everything, then what you want to do is just go back to this week's video, sit through those classes again, make sure you didn't miss anything key. But if you're only having troubles in one place, like you're playing along and all of a sudden you wipe out and then you have a hard time getting back in, that's normal, right? If you are playing along and I say C chord and you're like, oh, what's a C chord? Then maybe you need to refresh yourself on some of the stuff we talked about this week. The big takeaway, big takeaway every Friday, you're going to find your level where you can play the song. And for all of us, I want you to be able to play the basic chords and sing those things. Even if you're never going to sing a note in your life, I still want you to at least hum along with me. Okay. The next big takeaway is that you can read a piece of tablature and you know where to put your fingers and which string to pluck. Okay. That's the big takeaway for today. And then the pièce de résistance of our concert today is wrapping up with my Spaghetti Monster, because what that piece of music does is it gives you some chords, it gives you some melody. We put them together, you end up playing a traditional major chord, a major seventh chord, which is usually only shows up in jazz music. You're going to play a sixth chord, which shows up mostly in Hawaiian music. We don't run into a ton of sixth chords in normal everyday life. And then you're also going to be playing a rock power chord. So you have this pretty sophisticated chord structure in that. And then you have a lovely little melody that goes along with it. And together they make you sound like you really know what you're doing. And so we're going to know at the end of the day today whether you really know what you're doing or whether you're faking what you know what you're doing, right? And either way, you're going to be awesome. All right, something just beeped, and I don't know what that noise was. I have all these new sounds that things beep at me, so I think we're fine. Let's go to Make a Better Bar worksheet. Okay, that's your on today's list of songs. That's the one underneath Friday. Okay, and I hope we talked about it a little bit. Thumb on the top string, index underneath the third string, okay? Middle finger underneath the second string, ring finger underneath the first string, okay? And you're going to go thumb, index, middle, ring, thumb, index, middle, ring. When we get all the way down here, then you're going to switch that process. You're going to go ring, middle, index, thumb, ring, middle, index, thumb. And I'm going to go slow because I know when you're first learning this, your fingers are going right, and we have to train them a little bit. Okay, this hand, you're going to take zeros and then ones and then twos and then threes and fours all the way down till you get to 12, and then you're going to come right back up all the way like this. Your finger and your hand are going to get tired, right? And you're probably going to have some of these. That's fine. Don't worry about that. Those will go away. Okay, the more we do this. Okay, but every Friday you should be just planning on doing this because this is my new thing is to get everybody who plays instrumental ukulele solid with their bar chord, with their C6 bar chord. This is C6 shape on through, right? Okay, so start here. It was on the zeros. Go here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thumb, index, middle, ring, slide up. Thumb, index, middle, ring, slide up. Thumb, index, middle, ring, 3. Thumb, index, middle, ring, 4. Thumb, index, middle, ring, 5. Thumb, index, middle, ring, 6. Thumb, index, middle, ring, 7. Thumb, index, middle, ring, 9. Thumb, index, middle, ring, 10. 11. 12. Now change your pattern. Ring, middle, index, thumb. 11. Ring, middle, index, thumb. 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 Ring, middle, index, thumb to 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. And 0. Okay. Ow. Ow. Okay. So hopefully when you do that, you're going to feel a lot of pressure through here, probably a little bit in here, maybe a tiny bit down here. We're building up the muscles to get this hand solid so that when we do come up with super weird bar chords, or this one, or this one, okay, all of those, you're going to even do this one. Okay, you're going to have a lot of weird bar chords coming up, and so we want to get this left hand as strong as we can so that you'll be able to pull those off, and then we want to start getting these guys where they operate independently. Okay, make a better bar worksheet. You could do yourself a favor by starting every single practice session by just doing that exact process. You don't have to do it fast. Just do it nice and steady all the way down your ukulele and all the way back up. You will do yourself a monstrous favor down the road by taking that as a serious activity. Okay, let's now switch over to Frere Jacques. Okay, this is the most important piece of music in all of the music I will give you, hundreds of sheets of music over the years. This is the most important song, far and away, far and away. We're going to play it two different ways. First way, we're going to play it with melody. So we're going to play one note at a time, 0, 2, 4, 0, 0, 2, 4, 0, and then we'll play through the whole song. Then we're going to go back and we're going to play through it with the chords. Okay, so let's play it twice through with the melody. So you're reading the ukulele melody line, just the tablature, starting with open, one string at a time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 0, 2, 4, 0, 0, 2, 4, 0, 4, 5, 7, 4, 5, 7, 7, 9, 7, 5, 4, 0, 7, 9, 7, 5, 4, 0. First string, second string, first string, second string, first string. Let's do it again. 0, 2, 4, 0, 0, 2, 4, 0, 4, 5, 7, 4, 5, 7, 7, 9, 7, 5, 4, 0, 7, 9, 7, 5, 4, 0. First string, second string, first string, second string, first string. Hopefully that's making sense to you. If it's not, that's something to spend a little bit of time on this weekend. It is probably nothing's going to go well until that goes well. Okay, and so we want to make sure that you're understanding how to knock that tune out on your ukulele. Next way of playing that same exact song, you see those A chords up there, the little boxes right up above the standard notation line. Index finger here, middle finger here. You got your A chord. We're going to play this song twice. The first time, thumb down, 1, 2, 3, 4. You're strumming where the neck and the body come together. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the second time through, the hard one, you can grab these 4 fingers just like we had before. You can grab all 4 strings, probably move down above the hole. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to run them all together. Let's give it a try. Strum first, pluck second. 1, 2, 3, 4. Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping? Brother John, Brother John. Morning bells are ringing, morning bells are ringing. Ding, ding, dong, ding, ding, dong. Frere Jacques, Frere Jacques, dormez-vous, dormez-vous. Sonne le mattine, sonne le mattine, ding, ding, dong, ding, ding, dong. Okay? So one way, we were playing the melody with our index finger, or with our fingers, right? Just playing the melody. The other way, we're playing the chords, and the melody has to come out of our face. Now, some of you love singing. That's good for you. But we're also going to get the ukulele to do some of the singing for you. So we're going to teach you both methods, and then you will decide at any given time what you enjoy doing more, what you think the audience wants, right? When I play, they do not want me to sing. Okay. Next thing I want to do is go to ukulele C major scale, your Wednesday activity, where we talked about how the C major scale, it's all the white notes on the piano, fits onto your ukulele. Okay, and on that same sheet of paper at the bottom tells you where all the notes are. So some of you have prior knowledge in music and you just insist on learning where all your notes are. That little chart there will help you get started in that. But again, you do not need to know how to read standard notation or standard music in order to play ukulele. You do need to learn how to read tablature, which is faster than learning to read standard notation. And oddly enough, every bit as effective. Okay, it has a couple weaknesses. Standard notation has some fairly significant weaknesses as well when it comes to playing this instrument. All right, let's start from middle C. That's this open note, and then you're going to hit a 2 with your middle finger. Then you're going to hit an open note here, and then you're going to hit a 1. Then you're going to hit a 3 with your ring finger. Then you're going to hit an open note. You're going to hit a 2 here, middle finger, and then your ring finger on 3. And then we're going to turn right around. We're going to hit a middle finger, and then an open note, hit a 3, hit a 1, hit an open note. I always forget the open notes. Hit the 2, and hit the open note. Okay? I always feel like I'm supposed to be doing something over here. Let's try it together. We're going to start at 0, and then we're going to go up to 3, and then we're going to come right back down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 2, oh, 1, 3. Oh, 2, 3, 2. Oh, 3, 1. Oh, 2, oh. Do it one more time from the beginning. Ready, play. Oh, 2, oh, 1, 3, oh, 2, 3, 2, oh, 3, 1, oh, 2, oh. Okay. Whether you are ever going to need to play a C scale or not, it is one of those things that helps you warm up your hands. Again, get you thinking in terms of which fingers go on which strings, where am I going to be plucking, that sort of thing. As an exercise, once you get bored, you're like, yeah, I can do that really easily. Switch from your thumb to using these 2 fingers and just do. That way I'm just using these 2 fingers and just starting that long-term process of getting these guys where they can also do the job of your thumb. For a lot of songs, it's more convenient to play them with your index and middle than it is your thumb. Not a lot, but it's a different style. You get a little bit different texture out of your music. And so if you're bored with playing it with your thumb, start trying it with your index and middle. You can even start with index, middle, and ring, or just all index, right, and then all middle, and then all ring. Because we do want to get all of these fingers living their lives independent of one another. As you know, your ring finger, he wants to hang out with this guy. Everything that he does, he wants to do too, and over time, we got to get him where he can live a little bit separate life from the middle finger. All right, there's your C scale. We're rocking it out. Before we go to Spaghetti Monster, do we have any requests from the Strumming in the Key of A Major book? We're for sure going to play Kookaburra, but if you have any other songs in the key of in the little booklet, let me know, because we can do that as well. Usually I do Kookaburra because it's got all 4 chords in it, and then I usually do On Top of Spaghetti because I like that song. But if you have any other song that you want to knock out, you can toss it into the chat box here and say, hey, can we do this one? But otherwise, you're going to get Kookaburra and Spaghetti. Okay, so I'm a big spaghetti fan, by the way. My wife has a lot of Italian in her, and so basically I just sit at the kitchen table and look sad, and she puts food in front of me, and she makes this amazing spaghetti sauce, and so I'm pretty high up on spaghetti. You Are My Sunshine. Let's put that one into the mix. Okay, all right. So let's start with Kookaburra. Let's make sure you know all of your chords. And then we'll do You Are My Sunshine. And if we have time, we'll stick in On Top of Spaghetti. Okay, so start with Kookaburra. It's on page 10. Find your page 10. I'm working off of the computer here, and so everything's a mess. All right, where's page 10? There's page 10. All right, Kookaburra. Just as a reminder, A chord, F sharp minor, D chord, and E7. Back to A. F sharp minor, D, E7. Okay. Those are your 4 chords. We'll go nice and slow. You got 5 shots of getting it right. Okay. What happens if you miss a chord? Nothing. Nothing happens. You didn't miss it. You just chose not to play it, or you chose to play it wrong, or you chose to play it in some crazy way, right? Let it go. Doesn't matter. Move on to your next chord. If you get all lost, put an A chord on and wait for us to catch up to you wherever you are. Okay? Nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Kookaburra sits in the old gum tree. Merry, merry king of the bush is he. Laugh, Kookaburra, laugh. Kookaburra gay, your life must be. Kookaburra sits in the old gum tree, eating all the gumdrops that he can see. Stop, Kookaburra, stop. Kookaburra, leave some there for me. Kookaburra sits in the old gum tree, chasing all the monkeys that he can see. Stop, Kookaburra, stop. Kookaburra, that's not a monkey, that's me. Kookaburra sits on a rusty nail, gets a boo-boo on his tail. Cry, Kookaburra, cry. Kookaburra, oh, how life can be. Kookaburra sits in an old gum tree. Merry, merry king of the bush is he. Laugh, Kookaburra, laugh. Kookaburra gay, your life must be. Okay, how'd we do? Hopefully that made, hopefully, got most of your chords. If you're blowing a chord here or there and you're getting back onto the A and continuing on, that's far more important than getting all the chords, right? I don't know if there's ever been a song, maybe once in a while, I hit every single chord dead on exactly what I'm supposed to do. It's going to happen when you miss chords. It's not that is going to happen. It doesn't matter. What does matter is when you miss it, you don't lose your mind. Oh, I'm the worst ukulele player ever, and throw your ukulele down and storm out of the room. What matters is you're like, well, I missed that one. Better get an A chord on. That's probably coming around here in a minute. And so that's what's the important part. Is just let yourself screw up, so and don't let your goof up affect your future. Those of you who played golf, if you've ever hit a bad shot and then you're so mad about missing that bad shot that you hit another bad shot, that's what you don't want, right? Whatever is in the past, let it be in the past. Move on to the next thing. Let's go grab You Are My Sunshine. It is on page, let me find it. You Are My Sunshine. Oh, page 16, back of the book. Okay, take the back of the book, open it up. Chords will be on one page. You Are My Sunshine is on the other. This song, Johnny Cash sings the first verse and the third verse here, which is very, very sad. Okay, I like to sing the first verse and the second verse because the second verse is much more pleasant than that verse, but we'll sing it as written on the page. Okay, and so you're working with A chord. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me D chord happy when skies are gray. Back to your A. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't E7 take my sunshine away. Okay. And some of you have grown up singing it slightly different. Please don't take my sun. take my sunshine away. You can do that. And some of you are, please don't take my sunshine away. So some of you will have your E7 in a little bit different spot. Do what I'm going to do here for now, and then when you go home, if you have learned to sing You Are My Sunshine a little bit differently, then, because I know there's at least 3 ways that you could set up your chords in there depending on where you learned how to play this song. Play it my way this time, and then if you get home and you're like, no, that's not how I want to do it, adjust where that E7 comes in. So please don't, because I have it as please don't take my sunshine away. But some of you have had it as please don't take my sunshine away. And so it's fine either way. Just know you put your E7 in wherever you like it. Okay, not now. Put it in where it says on the paper. Okay, here we go. It's in 4, so you can do 1, 2, 3, 4. You can do 1, 2, 3, 4. You can even do thumb, index, middle, ring. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Big key here though is you are my is a pickup note. That's not part of the 4s, right? You are my sunshine. Okay, so be thinking about the reason that chord is there is that that's where beat number 1 is where the A is. You are my is a pickup. Okay, let's give it a try. 1, 2. That should be 1. You are my. So I'll just count 1 and then we'll go 1. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. I'll always love you and be there for you. I will protect you and keep you safe. You are my dream, dear. You are my sunshine. Please don't take my sunshine away. The other night, dear, as I lay sleeping, I dreamed I held you in my arms. When I awoke, dear, I was mistaken, and I hung my head and I cried. Go back to the first verse. You are my sunshine, my only sun. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. And finish up however you like. With folk music, the sheet music gives you a general sense of what you're supposed to do, but you may have grown up singing it and doing it a little bit differently. If you're like, okay, I've got to use this sheet music because that's the only thing I got, feel free to mess around with it. The whole way through that, I was trying different right-hand patterns, some plucking, some double plucking, some strumming, some double strumming, just trying different things, trying to find my way that I would want to do that, finding different options for me. And you should feel experimental that way as well. There's no right answer. There is no right strum pattern. When somebody says, hey, what's the strum pattern for this? The answer is there is no right strum pattern. And we'll spend a little bit more time talking about strum patterns overall. If you're a singer and you're going to be singing with other people, then you may all agree on a certain strum pattern. But when you are a soloist or when you have the world is your oyster. There's no single right answer for any of that, and so you want to experiment, try different things. And I do know on this version of "You Are My Sunshine," lots of people would rather have that E7 up right before "Sunshine" because of the way they learned how to sing it, and that's perfectly fine. Move it up. All right, let's run down and let's play the spaghetti song. Page 12. This is the most important song in the book, I think. Page 12. Back in the day when Led Zeppelin would introduce Stairway to Heaven, Robert Plant would go to the microphone and he'd go, "This is a song of hope." And nothing could be further from the truth. Stairway to Heaven is an extremely dismal song. Nothing positive is happening in Stairway to Heaven. But he said, "This is a song of hope." And you're like, really? I didn't know that. On Top of Spaghetti is a song of hope. Okay? You'll see. You will see. It comes to the wrong conclusion at the end. The moral is wrong. But the hopefulness, things get pretty bleak here on this song. And then they're going to turn around and be very hopeful. Okay, grab your A chord. 1, 2. On top of spaghetti, all covered with cheese, I lost my poor meatball when somebody sneezed. Things are going poorly. It rolled off the table and onto the floor, and then my poor meatball rolled right out the door. See how miserable it gets? We are in big trouble. It rolled down the gutter and under a bush, and now my poor meatball is nothing but mush. Misery. The rains came and soaked it as wet as can be, and early next summer it grew to a tree. What? Very hopeful. The tree was all covered with beautiful moss. It grew lovely meatballs, all covered in sauce. All right. If you eat spaghetti, all covered in cheese, hang on to your meatball and don't ever sneeze. Little showbiz at the end, right? Don't be you play this. It is fine to have fun when you play this. Things get pretty dark in that song, and then suddenly it grows into a meatball tree covered with sauce. So that's very hopeful, right? So therefore, the conclusion is, hold on to your meatball and don't ever sneeze. That seems like the opposite of what you would want. You should want every meatball to get sneezed off your plate so that it turns into a meatball, spaghetti and meatball tree. And so I think the conclusion that our narrator comes to is not justifiable, but I do like the overall tone of where spaghetti meatballs come from. All right, so now you have that. You got 30 other songs in this book that we haven't even touched. I would suggest that it's worth your time to go mess around with all of them. Okay, and some of them you won't even know. Some of them you're going to have to go YouTube and feel like, what the heck is, I'm bringing home a baby bumblebee. I had never heard that until my wife said, well, we used to sing this in our sorority. And it turns out it's super gross and super fun to play that one. I may or may have not have mentioned, I've been working on the railroad. Warren Buffett, who also plays ukulele and used to be the richest man in the world, played ukulele on Chinese television after he bought a whole bunch of railroads. So that's kind of fun to go look at. It's on YouTube. You can find it. Old McDonald. Kids love playing that song. I don't know why. Do Your Ears Hang Low, because you get to put your finger in your ear and eat your earwax. Super fun song. A couple of serious songs in here. Simple Gifts on page 13 and Danny Boy on page 4. Those are both, like real legit songs on there. So it's kind of worth working on. And if you want a song that is a sign of the worst example of a narrator, Clementine on page 3. I used to just have 4 verses in there because poor Clementine dies in the middle of the song. I used to have just 4, and this little girl, she was about 3 foot nothing. I think she was 6, maybe 7. She came out to me devastated that I didn't include all of the verses of Clementine. Clementine, not only does he not save her, he lets her drown. Then her dad killed himself, and then poor Clementine is fertilizing the flowers that are growing on top of her, and then in his sleep she's haunting him by, he pictures her rising up out of the water. Absolutely miserable situation, and then he starts hanging out and kissing her sister and forgets Clementine completely. So one of the worst examples of a narrator, and here he is. We're just delighted to sing the song. So you have that sitting in here too. Some very dark, sad, and tragic songs in here. Don't not play through this book. It's super fun. You knew it's a really fun book. I was playing with my kids most of the time. I ended up with a yeah, and don't forget, right? Every song in ukulele, you can deal with it. You can play "Sound of Silence," and in the naked light I saw, right? Whatever. But yeah, you can have fun with that. Don't forget to have fun. When you hang around with me, I'm always serious. Like, here's music. This is the circle of fifths. Blah blah blah. Right. But it's also important that you just use this as a goofy, fun thing to do. All right, you guys ready? Let's wrap up the week. I'm going to wrap up early. I'm very excited about this. My Spaghetti Monster. Many things that. First of all, if you are using yesterday's paper or the day before, I did post a new version of it with the measure numbers on there. So the measure numbers are different than the ones you had before. It should start with measure 0 and then measure 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. And it'll have 14 measures on there. So if you have the previous one, I didn't change any of the music. I just put measure numbers on there, and the measure numbers changed a little bit from the first version. So you may want, if you're printing this stuff out, which I don't necessarily think you have to print everything out, but you might want to print out the updated one because it's got measure numbers on it. Okay, we're going to play through it once. Then we're going to talk about how awesome you are, and then we're going to play through it one more time as our going away gift to humanity. And this weekend, according to Janice, who lives in Australia, it is Saturday is Play Music on Your Porch Day, and so I want you to set up a phone, put it over on the other chair, press video. I want you to go over to your porch. I want you to play a version of My Spaghetti Monster. Then I want you to take your phone. I want to take that file, put it in Dropbox, and send me the link. Okay? You get extra credit. Okay? You'll get extra credit. That's your homework. Play My Spaghetti Monster on the porch. If you make a video of it, you get extra credit. Okay? Here we go. From the top. Noob already has done that, by the way, from Argentina. Okay? And it was brilliant. Okay? From the top, nice and slow. Remember, when we get to measure 2, just drum down with your thumb. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 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 strum, strum. Oh, 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 strum, strum. Oh, 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 strum, strum. 2, 3, bunny hop, rest stroke. Go. There. How'd you do? As we progress into this program, that line, that tough uke line, is what will determine what type of music player that you really are. Lots of us, we like singing, we like strumming, that's fine, right? Um, and that will be what you when you go to your ukulele gathering in your community. That's exactly what they'll be doing. They'll have some cool lyrics and they'll have the chords, and you strum and you sing, and everybody has a good time. And the real purpose of those types of things is to go to lunch, right? That's the real idea behind those things. Um, but the and you don't practice; you just show up. Hopefully, you know your chords. It's fun. It's a blast. That's how where I started. I loved it, um, but after about six of those, then you're like, we always do the same things. There's a bunch of songs from Appalachia that I've never heard of before, and that's fine, right? It's super fun. But at some point, you may decide, you know what? I want to do more with this. I want this to do my singing for me. I don't know. I want this. I want to master this guy, and so that's where this stuff comes in. Learn to play your melodies. Frere Jacques. You learn to read your tablature. Frere Jacques. You learn how to read Tough Uke. My Spaghetti Monster. Okay, next week we'll be digging into that as more a little bit more, and I've already posted your sheet music for next week. So Three Blind Mice. We will do another worksheet on strumming where we do the more standard thing that most ukulele teachers start you with is the C chord. I don't give it to you right off the bat because it comes with its buddy G chord is going to ruin your life a little bit. So we'll do some strumming in C, and then we have Brahms Lullaby, which again will be this beautiful Tough Uke song, and Yankee Doodle, also not a song. It's Uke Doob's favorite song, but it's an okay song. What it's really going to teach you is how to start putting chords and melody together, even as you're going way up the neck here. And so we'll be working on those next week. Chord melody, the nice part about once you can do it, you can choose whether you want to be a singer or not. You don't have to sing. You can just let the ukulele do all the singing for you. And in modern times, I've been watching YouTube videos since the day they opened YouTube on ukulele, and pretty much nothing has changed. It's as bad as the day it was when it started. But little by little, people are figuring out that we don't really need to sing when we're playing this. Little hints of light are starting to show up, and I've been teaching this way since the beginning. I'm trying to send you guys the messages. Hey, you have a lot of options with this thing. You can play it in a lot of different ways, and you have the right instrument. I promise this is an amazing, wonderful instrument. And if you can actually learn all of the different ways to do it, it will become something. Okay, Evelyn, you bet. All right. Last time through, My Spaghetti Monster. I'm going to sing it because I just love that. I just think it's just a delightful thing. We're going to play it Tough Uke, and I want to toss in a little bit of the lyrics. Okay, don't thank me yet. One more time from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. My spaghetti monster playing ukulele, flying through the rainbows with my heart. 2, 3, 4. Tasty marinara, yummy parmesan, we're Pastafari. Okay. All right, you guys. Have a wonderful weekend. I hope that you get a chance to play a little bit of ukulele. This is an amazing instrument. It's so versatile, so many cool things about it. You already know that. You're learning the top level stuff today, right? My Spaghetti Monster is the beginning of great things to come. So once you make sure you understand this stuff. Have a wonderful weekend. Be safe. Do good. Practice. Keep showing up. Subscribe. And become a member of JollyRogerUkulele.com. Monday nights, we're going to start doing members-only concerts, right? Members-only skill drilling. And so you're going to want to be a member of the Jolly Roger Ukulele website. Just click on subscribe, and all that will be explained to you there. I want you to get in early because on Monday I probably won't have time to deal with technical issues. So think about this weekend. It's $5 to join, and then it's a quarter a day after that, more or less. And you should be, I think, hopefully worth your while. Thank you guys for being here. Hopefully you're learning a lot. You're going to be great players if you keep sticking with me. So have a wonderful weekend, and stay away from everybody else. All right, Evelyn, Mike, ours, Burke is sneaking in again. Vic, good to see you. John, thanks. Have a good weekend. Hope the smoke doesn't cause you too much stress. I'm hope they're starting to get a handle on some of these fires, so the smoke is way less today than it's back. It looks like it's coming back in a little bit, but yeah, it's very distressing how much fire is going on. So hope you guys stay clean, right? Thanks for being here, guys. Uke Noob, thank you, Gary. Have a great weekend, everyone. See you on Monday in the Uke. That's great. Michelina, you're out in California, if I remember right, Michelina? You guys have been having a terrible time of it going as well. Planning to join the member Arians in September. Not yet the orchestra yet. Okay. Sounds good, Uke. Sounds good. Nancy, you are welcome. Absolutely. Portland, doggone it. The West Coast. That's how we think in Denver. It's either everything to the west is California, and everything to the east is either the Midwest or New York City. That's it. That's all we know. So, sorry, Megalina. No fires up in Portland. Let's keep it that way, right? Portland's a great place. Sorry, I got that. All right. Have a wonderful day, you guys. I will see you Monday. Oh, I know. We are in the middle of nowhere. The High Plains Desert is what we call it. Daughter lives. Melissa's daughter lives in Portland. Okay, there you go. Nice. So you guys can go have a cup of coffee and well, you can't. You don't want to travel right now. Don't go up there. All right. Have a great day. Have a great weekend, you guys. See you later.